That talk, that walk. It's your friendly black Republican, James. You know, I was just thinking about something today, ladies and gentlemen. Got to. You know, we're trying to help a community of people. You know, we got a lot of confusion going. Well, we got a lot of fighting going on in the country, within our own country, right? A lot of it's bad. We're fighting the wrong fight, and this is always my opinion. That's why it's my channel. I can have my opinion, right? We're fighting the wrong fight. It's my opinion. Follow me on this because the fight wrong. The fight is wrong. We always been fighting the wrong fight, so we fighting each other, which is the wrong fight. It's always been the wrong fight. If you go back in history, before I get into what I'm saying, no one ever won by fighting each other. Look at the history and civilizations, and it never works. So the devil always had a play in that. You know, have us going against each other because skin color, ethnicity. 2026, we got a different fight. You know, it's always spiritual, but we have a different fight. It ain't really a Democrat, Republican, like I said on many videos before. This is more of a movement. It goes by the name of socialist. Yeah, y'all, I know some people hear that word and think that's a good thing, right? You know, and I'm just gonna give it a rough draft explanation. Everybody should live the same way, and basically that's their philosophy. You know, it shouldn't be, they don't like capitalism. You know, it shouldn't be one person richer than the other. The problem that I found with that, before I get into the problem with the socialist stuff, and this is history. This is not my opinion. You go back in history, it never works. One example, Soviet Union. It didn't work. You know, China, it does not work. You bought a home. You've been at your job, 5, 6, 7 years, or whatever the case may be. You worked hard at your job. I mean, you had to go some things in 5, 6 to buy your home. You know, and I'm speaking on something because I've been there. Okay, you buy a home, your family, y'all good. And I'm giving a rough draft example. Your neighbor, okay, you have a neighbor that's living right beside you, right? He just might be lazy. You know what I'm saying? He might not want to go to work. His yard just a mess. You know, he don't work. It ain't that he can't. He just don't want to work. Socialism says, no, I should share my wealth with that person that don't want to work. Now, if you tell somebody that on the street, anybody, Republican, Democrat, Independent, they'll look at you like you're crazy. If that's the case, I live in Vegas. It's a lot of homeless people out here. I don't see too many people just picking up all these homeless people and giving them a place to stay because they have and they don't. Dude, you follow what I'm saying? They saying that there shouldn't be any billionaires and millionaires. There should be one person or two people making more money than the other. If you work for it, why shouldn't you? Come on now, if you worked hard for it, that's the contrast. Capitalist, socialism. Now, I spoke about socialism right for the video. It's serious, ladies and gentlemen. Socialism, we in that socialist time. They ain't coming here because we gonna, we ain't going for that. People in Nevada really ain't, they're not really going for that, you know. You know, it came from out of the Democrat Party. You know, I ain't gonna lie to you. They work together. But what happened, AOC, I'm giving y'all a rough draft because some of these people, y'all only watch one side of the coin. Y'all might watch a certain news channel, CNN, and I mean, you got to watch all sides to get a full picture of what's going on. Yeah, you can't get the truth necessarily from the news, but you got to put something together so God can bring the truth to you. Give sides and God will bring the truth to you. You know, but get some information before you just be one side. You might not know this, but AOC now, you know, they Democrats, they kicking, and I'm just speaking AOC because that's more of a familiar name. Talk bad about Biden when he was there. I'm talking about y'all Democrat who have y'all party. Talk bad about the boy. I ain't gonna go back in the past because I ain't, I don't be like y'all Trump haters and just hate people because, I don't agree with them and stuff. I got morals and stuff. I don't do that. I wasn't raised like that. But yeah, man, I don't hate Biden. I just know he shouldn't have been up there. So AOC now, right? That's abbreviation for a name so long. That was their boy. That was their leader. Now, they pushed the boy out. The socialism part, younger, I'm just telling y'all what's going on in the Democrat Party right now. A whole new party coming up inside the party that's pushing out the Democrats, the natural libs. And this party is lit right now. They don't hate. They on extermination and, socialism, communism, that you shouldn't be here if you think this way. I'm talking about real feeling this way, like right to say, hey, like how people feel about Trump. Agree with them. They think they got the right to make that decision. By the way, share this, like this, share this with somebody because this is people need to know this. If you don't know, go find this out for yourself. So that's what's going on with the socialist stuff. So I don't think a lot of people understand what socialism. And go look this up, socialism and communists and capitalist. Just go look it up. And I think people are getting tricked into thinking that this is the right thing to do because, you know, you're feeling bad for the people without. Everybody should be equal and stuff like that. But socialism never worked. If it worked, then people would be using it. I know people don't like capitalism, but it works. Europe, they thrive it. Look at the countries that's socialist. They're not. It's common sense. It's just common sense. Work as hard or not hard as you want, but receive exactly what you put out. You understand what I'm saying? That's the American way. All the people that I see on the internet, friends or not, I love y'all. We all thought that way at one time. Common sense, hey man, we gotta go to work. We ain't just gonna take care of people that don't want to work. We'll help people. Socialism, communism, where we going, and capitalism, where we at. You don't gotta agree with it, but if it work, it work. Like with Trump, you ain't gotta agree with him, but if things working, things like working. People saying this is the worst time in the country that they had. Taxes are being cut. Tips off the things is being cut. That wasn't like that before. Gas going down. Y'all ain't seen that in years. Interest rates going down on homes. Y'all ain't seen that in years. Some people, but food, but look at the big picture. It's better. It might not be better for the people that don't like Trump because that's what y'all looking at. Y'all can't see past that, unfortunately. But we don't live in Trump America, even though I'm a supporter of Trump. We live in America. People who feel like that, you still want the best for your country. I'm not trying to tell like nobody how to live or what. I know people be saying that, I be trying to tell them how to live. No, it ain't. If I say my opinion, that's my opinion. If you say your opinion, I don't think that you're telling me how to live. It's your opinion. Well, before I say this, I was brought up in the Democrat Party. Most black people have. The thing that I have a problem with, if you want to make a party issue, right? Me personally, this is my opinion on my channel. You can think what you want to think. You can feel how you want to feel. That's okay with me. It's just a different of opinion. But ego or pride, what's the other word that people be talking about all the time? Narcissism. That's how you know you in the wrong. Because no matter what somebody may decide to do with their life or how their political thoughts and whatever they believe in, you personally, or me, shouldn't have a problem with that. And if you do, then you need to check yourself because really what you're calling yourself is God. That's a problem. We got families and stuff that have been tore apart because of political view. Just because you believe in somebody we both don't really know personally, and now you got hate for me. So what that tells me in hindsight, you already felt like that before. I'm just gonna keep it real. But you already felt like that. But I still love you. And you really don't like me because of my associated with Trump. And I'm okay with that. I love them no matter what. Because I understand where that's coming from. It ain't them. It's a spirit living inside. I ain't just talking about family members. I'm talking about people I used to know too. You know what I mean? All of a sudden we enemies now. My political views is different. That's crazy to me. We need to fix that. And I wasn't gonna bring this up, but yeah, I'm gonna bring it up. Especially if you live in Las Vegas. Men, black men, women, people. You ain't gotta be black, but I want black people involved in this for sure. We got a black caucus out here where we started. It ain't been out here before. Republican black caucus, okay? I know a lot of people get scared of that word. I want y'all to hear the first thing for black people. We got a black Republican caucus out here that never been out here before. You understand what I'm saying? So what that mean, and talk is cheap. It's for everybody. But we're focusing on where I was born in Winslow Park, right here in North Las Vegas, West Side, was born here, 74. We're doing it for the community of here. Because I ain't gonna lie, I ain't seen nobody doing it yet. We got a lot of politicians out here, but I ain't really seen nobody really doing nothing for North Las Vegas and the West Side. It don't look no different. The only difference I see out here is the big companies coming out here. Yeah, somebody got to make it pretty because ain't nobody of us putting it into the community. And that includes me too because I'm born and raised here. So now, I say without talking about it, action. Be a part. You should invest inside your own city, inside your own thing. I'm making this a pretty long video because this is coming from my heart. I've been across this nation. Thank God. God is good, and I ain't bragging. I'm just saying it's been a blessing. And I'm gonna tell y'all why I bring this up. All these states, every state, Texas, North Carolina, Alabama. I can keep going, man. Colorado, St. Louis, Chicago, Illinois. I love Chicago. I can go to each of these states, right? I can go to each of these states, find them. Chinatown, which is great. They got great food. I love Chinatown, especially when I can find the Latin part of town. They cook up their stuff, you know. Arabic, Italian. In any of these states, other than anything, maybe North Carolina, Alabama, because it's mostly black folks there. We don't have no community where we're investing back in our own community. When my grandmom was young and they used to do that in their own community. I know a lot of people bring up Black Wall Street like that was the only thing. That was not the only thing. That was big broadcast. You know, and common sense will tell you to have to get to Black Wall Street, something had to happen. You know what I'm saying? Somebody had to be doing something to get to some way. And hey, why not? It ain't about black and this and that, but why not? Why don't we see that? And I know black folks, we know why. You know, we know why. We'll make excuses. Oh, the white man, that ain't true. Yeah, it is. We ain't got how we got all these black billionaires and millionaires. If you have black millionaires and billionaires, why can't we do it? And all black people know, this ain't all go for all black people, because all black people don't think this way. But we know why. We all want to grab each other and fight, and we ain't got no love like we did when I was coming up. We have hate for each other. We talk that crap on the thing. Oh yeah, like we ain't got no love because we wouldn't be killing each other. We ain't got no love for each other. So first, we need to start back with that, because I used to see this. Our communities wasn't like this. We put roadblocks in front of each other before we even start. And then the trip, the same people talk about God. God, you can do all things through God. So which one is it? Can you do all things through God? Now, if you ain't no Christian, I understand why you probably think that way, or you don't believe in God, I get it. But can you do all things, or can you do some things because the white man or this man won't let you? And see, and if you're a true believer in God, that's not hard for you to understand. But if you're not, then you're going to have these doubts about what you can and can't do, because the white man and society, the economy, and all this other stuff. You know what that do? You sitting around talking about while other cats making moves. Men out here making moves right now, billionaires, millionaires. All I'm saying, don't believe me, I ain't preaching. We gotta stop making excuses up for ourselves. We ain't in the same place complaining about the same thing that we did 20 years ago. White man or this and that. Ain't nobody making no moves. Only the people that went past that making moves. These people on social media right now making moves. Black men. Look at Charles White. Look at Brandon Taylor. That's another one. Jesse Lee. I can keep going. But you can't make a move. Hey, stay there if you want to. But me, I'll see you out there. If you want to come out there with me, the doors is open. Ain't no time for no excuses. Let me know what we can do. Going back to being a believer of Jesus Christ. I just told you I traveled everywhere in the world. I didn't spend a dime doing it. Not a dime. So you can't tell me what you can't do. Black folks and white folks. The liberals and so. I've been personally by myself. Not a crew, by myself. If you ain't never been to y'all ain't never probably know what the sticks is. The people that know what the sticks is know what I'm talking about when I say the sticks. Okay, you got different sticks. Some more stickier than others. First stick, Iowa. They got places in Iowa who ain't been there that is so far out of nowhere. Okay, so I give you a picture of what I'm saying. It's so far out there in nowhere, wouldn't nobody hear you. Driving up, black man, dreads, everything. All white people. All white people. Do y'all know I ain't had one problem? I mean, not one problem with anybody calling me racially doing something. Saying, I mean, me personally, I ain't saying other people ain't went through whatever they went through. Me, knock on doors, in the sticks, North Carolina. I ain't had black, white, Mexican people trip, hey, get out of my house. Never been about no race. But my point is, no one can tell me that racism is a real thing. And I know people gonna be like, man, you tripping. No, it ain't. Racism is a fake thing, man. All the people I've been to their homes, we all want the same. We want to be safe. We want to have families. We want to feed our families. We want to live our life. That's it. There's only hate. If you have hate, you don't have love. God is love. The devil is hate. Racism is something that the devil give us to fight about. Racism is just that. Man, look, if you disagree, which I know a lot of y'all will. Matthew 6:33. Seek God first. Seek God first. That's what that is. If y'all ain't read